Yeah, come over and sit at my kitchen table.
Thank you. So, Gary, thanks for having me over.
Oh, no.
I'm excited to get you to, what city is your son going to college in?
Athens.
Athens. So I'm excited to help you move to Athens so you can be closer to your son.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
So, Gary, I'm curious, when you bought this house, how many houses did you look at before you bought this one?
4 or 5.
Oh, low number, 4 or 5. So of the 4 or 5 that you looked at, how did you choose this one?
Is there any answer I'm supposed to give you?
Nope.
Okay, well, we chose it because it had a cool fireplace.
Awesome, had a cool fire. So you were attracted to the design, the fireplace.
Great.
So how was how was this house priced compared to the other 5 that you looked at? In the middle, at the top, at the bottom, where was it?
Yeah, top.
Near the top. Great. So what was it about this house in particular? I mean, obviously you like the fireplace. What was here that you were willing to pay above market for this house?
The location.
The location. Great. So of the houses that you looked at, this one had a special location. It was in a class of its own.
Oh, yeah.
And so you were willing to pay more money
Yes.
because the location merited more money.
Yes.
Do you think you got a good deal when you bought this house?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. So the buyers that are going to buy your house are going to do the same thing. They're going to comparison shop. They're going to look at several houses. They're going to compare. They're going to find what they like, and they're going to buy the one that they think is a good deal for what they're receiving. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
Great. So just for fun, let's pretend that you're buying another house, and your house is not for sale, and I'm your broker, and we're going to go find you a house in this neighborhood. And you want a house just like this house. So you want a house that's 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and a 3-car garage and a pool, and you want it right here around the golf course, right? Just like this house. Your house is not for sale. Okay, so here's the 5 that I would show you, and I hand them 5 or 6 or whatever it is. So here's the 5 that I would show you. So take a few moments and take a look at that. Familiarize yourself with that. Okay. Great. So if you were going to buy a house, if you were in the market to buy, which of those 5 would spark your interest? House number 3. Yeah, I like that one too. So what was it about house number 3?
The fireplace.
Again, the fireplace. Nice. And house number 3 price? Like what's the list price, right? This number, what does that say?
Blank.
Alright, some number.
Yes.
No, like I'm handing you a real CMA. What's this number right here?
Yeah. 400.
400,000. Great. And then right below it, there's another number that says DOM. That means days on market. So how long has that house been sitting there?
52.
So they're asking 400, and it's been sitting there for 52 days. Okay, so if this was the house for you, what do you think that house is really worth? 52 days and not sold. What do you think it's really worth?
Less.
Agreed. How much less?
I don't know.
Okay, well, if you were going to make an offer on that house, what kind of an offer would you write, maybe?
Well, I would look for you to tell me. 10,000 less.
Okay, maybe 10,000. So that house is worth maybe 390, and we might write an offer a little lower and maybe pay as much as 390. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so Gary, here's the big question. At what price should we list your home so it sells before house number 3? So 389 is a great place to start. So I'm going to put in 389,000 right there in the listing. So 52 days ago, the seller of house number 3 and their broker, they had this conversation, and they thought for sure that 400,000 was the magic number. Sadly, they've been wrong for 52 days. So how long are you willing to sit at 389 if we've made a mistake? If we've missed where the buyers are buying, how long are you willing to sit? And we need to get you to Athens to be near your son, yeah?
Yeah, but I need money.
Of course, and I want you to get as much as humanly possible.
Let me answer 90 days.
Maybe 90 days. Okay. So, you have 90 days to wait? Is that an alright time frame for you? Okay. And if the house is on the market and not getting showings, and the buyers aren't coming and they're not getting excited in 30 days or 45 days, it's okay with you? We just wait it out? Sure. Okay. So I'm just going to write myself a note, and I'm going to call you my staff will call you every week. And in 30 days, is it okay in 30 days if we just sit down and have this conversation again and see where we're doing and what the buyers are buying and what's selling and what's not selling? Can we have that conversation again?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, good. I'm going to write that on my calendar. So you feel good about 389?
Sure.
Fantastic. Let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and sign the contract. So I'd like to add one piece. So can you make this dialogue, how do you feel about me as your broker?
Great. I feel good.
Yeah. How do you feel about your price?
I feel good. I feel like we looked at the market and made a decision, and I feel good.
Good. So the place I think where a lot of agents go astray, let's assume that 389 is the perfect number. And if the agent comes in like, okay, 389, so Gary, you should list your house at 389, and here's why. Look at this, look at this, look at this, let me tell you, let me show you, look at this, look at this, look at this, right? And,
yeah, I don't think it should be his price.
Right? And
that's what your agents do to sell.
Yeah. And so if I convince you, right, I'm pretty convincing, right? I teach the language of sales, I'm fairly convincing. So if I convince you that 389 is the right price, what if the house sells full price in one day? Now how do you feel about it? Do you feel good about it, or do you think I left your money on the table?
I could probably go either way. I mean, I'm not sure of the honest answer.
Okay. And the converse of that is the same too. So if I convince you that 389 is the right price, right? I've listened to, no kidding, a 2-hour listing where the agent submitted the seller into a price, and the agent was high, and the house didn't sell. So 30 days later, what's it take to get a price reduction? It's impossible. Yeah. So that
sold me into the price.
Yeah. So that discovery process is everything. As soon as they say, like, so you picked a price lower than the lowest comp, is that house going to sell? Absolutely. It'll be the next one to sell most likely, especially with this fireplace.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Tony, any comments on that?